Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for Gemini season. Happy spring. We are going to be doing a past, present, and future spread, but not your typical 3 card. I'm going to do 4 cards each row. Okay, we're going to figure out what happened first, what's currently happening for most, and what may happen later for a majority. Okay. If you want a personal reading with me, my information is below. And yeah, take what resonates. You know, it may not apply to everyone, and that's okay. What doesn't happen now may happen a little later. All right, so here you are, front and center, Aries, just like you love to be. I know, because I'm an Aries myself. We love to be number one, for the most part. But right now, you're just focused on... You're just focused on what you can build for the future. We're going back to prioritizing our responsibilities, okay? We are focused on branding, building for ourselves, having some sort of stability, okay? And we're also rectifying with certain people that we've invested in. You know, we're probably reprioritizing our relationships with others. You know, we're probably visualizing how we want those relationships to look. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are also being haunted by the past, as Mercury retrograde will be coming in, I believe, in this season. Okay, so if it's not someone physically coming back to talk to you or to grace you with their presence from the past, it is some sort of essence or energy, or a situation probably comes about that reminds you of a person or something that you've experienced. You're meant to reevaluate that though. So there's no need to, you know, get away from it. Okay? And for some of yous, this reevaluation has to do with, I guess, finding out middle ground, finding the silver lining between what was built and what was destroyed. Okay? It's seeing the blessings in disguise for something. You know, for some of you may have had a hard time. There was some betrayal, some deception here. For some, it could be a Libra. With others, it could be just how unfair the circumstance was between you and someone else. But it's realizing that the scales did tip in your favor despite what has happened here. There's a new sense of peace and freedom that comes, especially into Cancer season. Okay? Right now, you are meant to evaluate how certain people from your past have benefited you instead of feeling like they deserted you. Interesting. We go from feeling still to onward progression. All right. So right now you're meant to give yourself some grace. You may not be as quick. You may not get the things that you want done so quickly, or there's a sense of feeling like you have to wait before something occurs. But let's say communication does happen, or a presence from the past does happen. It's not up to you to venture towards it. If people want to make their peace with you, let them do it on their own. It's not up to you to initiate that. All right? I'm sure you've done that plenty of times before. I should know. That's just how Aries is. We don't have patience to wait for people to come to their senses. We're going to help you figure that out. But this time around, Gemini season, you're more focused on what you can control. You're more focused on what you can build. And you're more focused on sharing it with people that you can see yourself giving, growing with, those that reciprocate back. You're realizing that certain outcomes in your relationship sectors happened for a reason, and they weren't meant to come with you into the next phase. All right. So Cancer season, you're probably going to feel a little tied still. If this situation or person does come back, it will carry into Cancer season. But again, it's meant for you to reevaluate how far you've come with certain people that you don't really fit with anymore. So allow this to happen. There's no need to have any fear that they'll take over you. I think, as long as you have a calling, you are guided, you are protected, however way you view that in your spiritual world or realm or religious, you will be fine. The road is for you and you alone. We don't have the time to carry the weight of other people. And nor is it fair. So we go from the 5 of Swords to the 4. It gets a little lighter to the 0. We're not taking anything with us. Just our spirit. Just our initiation. Just from our desires. From our will. Okay? So I love that for you, Aries. Right now, I feel like things do feel balanced for you. You feel like you've made the right decisions that life has thrown to you thus far, and you're still making them. Okay? And, there is a price for balance and peace, and that is freedom. All right. Now, the 2 of Cups here. Now, some of you perhaps are dealing with a Libra. That is your counterpart, right? There could be a lack of trust with this person or someone who exudes the energy of a Libra. You probably have felt that the person you felt was your counterpart or someone who balanced you out. Instead, they didn't care to inform you on certain things. Like, they had the ability to help you grow. They just decide to sabotage it instead. They would fill your mind with doubt. They would maybe tell you one version of the story, and then later on the story changes to something else. So it was never progressive, right? Because you have a trajectory, you have a road you want to go out, you want to go and fulfill, you have people you want to meet, you have things that you want to there are opportunities that you envision for yourself that guarantee success and investment and things that you have been planting and waiting to harvest. And this person, it's like they're telling you, oh yeah, don't worry, you don't have to water it. I got it. And like behind your back, they're allowing whatever you're investing in to die. So I think you're starting to understand that just some people aren't who they pretend to be or claim to be, and you dodged a bullet. You saw the signs early on. You have foresight. And that's something a lot of people don't understand about Aries and why they win or they succeed. You can see things happening from a mile away, or you can kind of see into the future a little bit. And that your instinct allows you to tell whether something is good for you or something isn't. So in Gemini season, that instinct is really going to speak very loudly. Okay, and it's going to be very childlike. So you may find yourself just saying things and like having no filter. Let's see what the cards say before I suggest what to do. That's way too many. Okay, interesting. Someone's mouth is really going to put an end to a relationship. Okay, so if let's say the past has returned in some way, shape, or form, and there has been a need to communicate or to make something visible, to bring light to something, right? To acknowledge something. Someone's going to do that, and that relationship is going to come to an end. There's going to be a lot of things that are said that I feel like are not going to be taken back. And to be quite frank, I think whatever is said is something that should have been said a long time ago. Because as I said, all of this is going to transpire into Cancer season. So from mid Gemini to Cancer season, this is going to come about, or the resolution of it will come about around that time. There's going to be endings, and I think you're okay with that. I feel like there is a need to move on. There is a need to cut. There's lots of swords here. There's a need to cut a cord. Okay, some of you have been wanting to cut this cord, and it's something that has initiated ever since childhood or from young age, and it's time to put an end to it. It's time to cut it. It's time to free ourselves from it. No more trying to build from dust and rubble. That's it. Especially if it was caused by other people who are just unwilling to make something work. So we're not going to tie, someone's arm behind their back. They don't want to engage with us, then we move on. That's it. The Chariot is no longer stuck. We have reevaluated. We have come to the conclusion that it's okay. This path that we need to be on is ours to go on, and it's one that is lonely. It's lonely at the top. And the more you start to climb that mountain, the more, like, the colder it gets, right? We're in Gemini season. It's getting colder. Not everyone can breathe in the altitude that you can allow yourself to get on. A lot of people don't have the same foresight as you either. So it's hard for them to understand what's really at the top, because only you can see what's up there. That's what allows you to climb up. You've made peace with that recently. The Aries road is one of individualization. Okay? So, if you have to say the thing, then say it. Gemini season is a perfect opportunity. And you may be painted as the one who kills off everything, the one who burns that bridge for real, the one who sets fire to the home. Just make sure when you do it, it's because you wanted to do it and not because anyone tripped you up to do it. That's something very important to remember. But something has allowed itself to end, or perhaps you've gotten one more confirmation or clarity, that one missing piece you've gotten that you needed. Finally, you're able to let it be. Let it be. Okay, Aries, let's see. Let's see what the Queen of the Moon deck says. Boundaries. Very important. Again, if certain people or situations from the past occur or come back, we have to set some boundaries. We have to be in a space of protection, okay? It's very important. Okay, we got a lot of cards here. I'm going to try again. Also, the boundaries that you put up could be what also ends the relationship too. Maybe someone feels entitled. They feel that because they come back and, you're able to be civil with them, that you've forgotten everything that has happened in the past. But that's not the case. I think that's something that has occurred more often than not, that you just cannot move forward with something if it's going to keep happening in the same manner and tone. At that point, that's insanity. We want to get away from that. Okay, so your boundaries could be something that also cuts the cord. All right, we also have the card of patience coming out here. So practice patience. We all know an Aries is not the best at being patient, but it is a skill that needs to be learned. Okay, and we got darkness. So it's interesting, Taurus got the card of void and you have the card of darkness. I think Cancer season is going to be really heavy for most of us, especially because of this ending that may transpire in Cancer season. All right, we have the King of Cups, we have the Chariot, which is Cancer, we have the Death, which is Scorpio. These two themes here, I mean, my God, be prepared for that. Will be really hard for you to be creative and to feel confident when you're surrounded by dampness and it keeps putting out your fire. All right? Aries, do what you got to do. You know, it's up to you. But the cards are telling me that I think you know what path you're going to take. It's something that has to happen. It's something that is meant to happen and something that you've learned. We can't hold on to things. And death is inevitable. All right? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in Cancer season. Bye, Aries.